Welcome to the real Monster D. That would be me. And look what I have here. Look what has finally arrived. What, you might ask? Well, none other than the Arrow video release of Daimajin on Blu-ray. Yes, the entire Daimajin trilogy in a brand new box set is right in my hands. I cannot wait to dive into this great, serious stone deity. So, let us begin. Let me see how far I can get without mechanical assistance. Going to dive in like a monster here. Alright. Oh, and I already see the side of the box. And I think a letter. I know. Get the boring stuff out of the way first, right? Like the box itself. And what is this letter? Probably just a return slip. But it could be something else. Return slip. Delivery note. But here is the real beauty. Look at that. What a stunner. Right? Limited edition contains high-definition Blu-ray presentation of the 3 Daimajin films, lossless original Japanese and dubbed English mono audio for all films. Optional English subtitles, illustrated collector's 100-page booklet featuring new essays by Jonathan Clements, Keith Aiken, Ed Godzowski, Raphael Coronelli, Eric Hominick, Robin Gatto, and Kevin Derendorf. Postcards featuring original Japanese artwork for all 3 films. Reversible sleeves featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Matt Frank. And if you've been around for a while, you might have seen I just recently had a 5-minute monster review with Matt Frank, with the very person whose art you see displayed here. So, let me pull this open and give you a nice, quick, but enjoyable. This is interesting. I'm actually not entirely sure how this might open. It almost looks like it transforms, but I'm not going to assume that is the case. There's a little tab up here. And, oh, okay, I see. So this back, talking about the contents, actually peels off carefully. So that is actually not a part of the box at all. Look at that. So then we are left with, oh my goodness. Do you see that? Look at that. When they say box set, Arrow Video is not kidding around. Alright, so we have this wonderful booklet. And we have the actual Blu-ray cases. They're clear. Just like Daimajin's intentions when he goes to smash down a village. Alright. So yes, here is the original Daimajin. And then this one is the Return of Daimajin. And then right here we have Wrath of Daimajin. Each with special editions with commentaries and all sorts of fun things. So yes, the Daimajin box set from Arrow Video has arrived. Have you seen these films before? If so, feel free to tell me your thoughts on them. And if you have not purchased this box set, if you have yet to add it to your collection, oh, I highly recommend, for this is one of the greatest, most historical pieces of kaiju fiction of all. Looking for a monstrous keepsake for your loved one? How about a monster on demand?
I was just so amazed just how many elements personal elements he got into this one photograph.
I turn your loved ones, pets, even yourself into highly detailed, personalized monster images.
The teeth! The teeth surprised me!
Order yours today at therealmonsterd.com.
My kids came over and they could immediately tell who was who.
And now enjoy the summer sale! All monster classes and monsters on demand are half price for a limited time only. Godzilla has his rocking song by Blue Oyster Cult. Mothra has her slab of metal by Anvil. Even Gamera, lowly Gamera, has a song by Buck Dharma in the form of Gamera is Missing. So, what about Daimajin? Daimajin may be one of the most frightening kaiju of all time. A towering monster that commands respect whenever he stomps onto the screen. So, why does he not have his own theme? Why has no rock or metal band ever dared to summon this deity? Well, allow me to help make up for this with my own handy-dandy Daimajin playlist. I have 5 songs in store which will evoke all the feelings felt throughout this trilogy of terror in giant form. Are you ready? The first song I have in mind is by the mighty band Saxon. And the song is found on the album Into the Labyrinth. And that song is Protect Yourselves. This song talks about the dark times coming. This song is a warning to take shelter and get out of the way. And it has a double meaning whenever you play this with Daimajin in mind, for each film begins with a warlord and some marauders taking capture of the sort of protagonist's village and family and town. So this could be warning of what is to come right there, but also, whenever Daimajin itself is summoned to ultimately dispatch of these marauders, there is this fear, even in the very one who summoned Daimajin, for no one really knows when or if Daimajin might turn his wrath upon the heroes as well. So, either way, protect yourselves. Next is a song by the band Accept, found on the album Death Row. And the song is called Stone Evil. This continues in the same path that the Saxon song laid, talking about how a group tyrannized democracy and how they spread like a cancer. I do believe that this song is talking about another very particular group, but these horrors can be applied to the marauding groups found in the Daimajin films as well, quite well. So I highly recommend this as your number 2 track in the playlist, going on in order of how these films tend to play out. So, Stone Evil. And again, an evocative name, considering Daimajin begins his life as a stone statue. Next is a song by the great Dio, found on the album Strange Highways. And the song is Blood from a Stone. With each successive song here, you notice I'm bringing you lower and lower and lower, deeper into despair. And this song takes you down so much further. It speaks about how clouds have no silver lining. It speaks of being rained upon. And it brings up that old adage in its truest form, you cannot get blood from a stone. However, this plays cleverly against what happens in Daimajin in the very first film, when the statue, still in rock form, does in fact bleed. However, when Daimajin does bleed, this is not a sign of weakness or frailty, of loss. This is seen as a dark omen of the vengeance about to be wrought. So I feel this song makes the perfect turning point to where things go next. Next, we have a song by the mighty Metallica from Hardwired to Self-Destruct. And the song is Dream No More. Let me just put this out of the way now and dispel it. Yes, this song is about Cthulhu. It is essentially a direct sequel from their own old song, The Call of Cthulhu. So, while this does in fact name drop the Lovecraftian Leviathan, I do think that its themes, talking about rising from a black sea, and just the thought of this massive monster awaking, fit perfectly with Daimajin itself. Sort of a dark lullaby, or an unlullaby, if you will, to bring about our great Daimajin deity. The last song I have on this list, ever since the very first time I've heard it, I immediately thought of Daimajin. In my mind, this is to Daimajin what Blue Oyster Cult's Godzilla is to, well, Godzilla, despite the lack of a name. But this song is titled Wake the Sleeper by Uriah Heep, found on the album Wake the Sleeper. And the lyrics could not get any simpler, for it simply repeats, Wake the sleeper, again and again and again. But behind this simplistic lyricism is a driving riff. All instruments are in full cylinders, raring to go. This song is nothing if not urgent, and that is exactly the point you are brought to towards the near end of any Daimajin film, when finally, in a flash, the monster awakens from its stone slumber and steps foot into the shadow of the marauding fools. So yes, this is a rollicking, rising song, telling you, demanding, begging, wake the sleeper. And this, atop my entire list of 5, is, to me, the soundtrack of Daimajin. What do you think of that? Have you any other suggestions to add on to this rocking pile? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, stay rocking, stone, and monstrous. And now, enjoy the summer sale! All monster classes and monsters on demand are half price for a limited time only. Welcome to the drawing challenge. Hopefully the rest of the video did not leave you feeling idle. No, for I have a rock-hard drawing challenge for you today. I am going to attempt to draw a rock monster in 5 minutes or less. So, let me begin with my time-telling device now. Rock monster. I am actually going to start with my silver marker here to try to get something a little different. So there have been many monsters made of stone in fiction over the years, in literature, in film, even in some sects of religion with things like the Golem. And this is going to be my take on a sort of giant stone creature. Let's see here. I think I'm going to go ahead and give it perhaps some of those sort of Olmec lip and facial features, something in that realm. I like the idea of keeping it nice and light, so when I start to texture it in a little bit, I could attempt to retain some of that stone quality in it. Maybe, possibly, only bringing in black for some shading in the end, depending upon what kind of time I wind up having here. Okay? So, do you have a favorite stone monster? If so, where and when did you find it? Gotta think for a second of all the various stone creatures that have inhabited fiction. There's the ever-loving blue-eyed thing from Fantastic Four. I think he could count. You have Korg, famous from the Thor series. Let me see, who else? There's the stone creature from Galaxy Quest. Remember that fellow? Big and kind of awkward in its appearance there. All right. Now, whenever I do stone, I like applying these little sort of divots, little crevices, to give that sort of, I guess, like a granite feel. Gives it a bit of a texture. You ever lean up against just like a concrete wall and you see those little indents all over it. To me, that just gives a bit of a feel, a depth of feel to the creature. So I'm going to do these sort of dots. Maybe I'll make them heavier on one side than on the other. Maybe heavier on the bottom than towards the top. All right, so I'm on the mouth there. Actually, I did a little hiccup here that kind of looks like there's a little crack. But that could be interesting. You know, if a creature is slumbering in its stone state, and then perhaps an earthquake happens, and it gets damaged, how or in what condition does this creature wake up, huh? I suppose it depends upon the rules of the lore. Maybe it heals itself, or maybe it's stuck in whatever position it is sadly left in. So I'm going to go lighter with the dots over here. And actually what I really want to do is take a quick break from doing the actual stone and make a little bit of scenery. Like the idea of it sort of being discovered somewhere randomly in a forest somewhere. So we'll have these kind of tree canopies in the background. I will not speak as to the demeanor of these trees. That is someone else's job. They're just back there doing whatever these trees do. Perhaps even bringing some peace to the stone creature itself. So, nice and light, nice and light. And now I am going to go back to the silver and give a little more shade, a little more thickness to this creature. Stone monster. Uh-oh! And that is time. Turn that off. Sign it with the very same stone. So a little bit light, but what do you think? How is that? Does that drawing rock enough for you, or does it not? Well, I hope you enjoyed this drawing, just as I hope you enjoyed this video entire. If you did, please pound that like button and toll that bell so you can be ready, willing, and salivating for the very next episode of The Real Monster D. Stay monstrous. Ah!